ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the one and the only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy Rumboyz Robbie. Super excited to bring you guys Rumboyz After Dark, the hottest, most lit Friday night NFL fantasy football / comedy talk show podcast live stream across the whole entire motherfucking sports industry. Ladies and gentlemen, it is divisional round weekend, and we also simultaneously have a coaching carousel that is going round and round that we gotta break down for you guys. Tonight we also have a whole hell of a lot of new. All right, so make sure you also stick around for a halftime. But first things first, ladies and gentlemen, we got to go ahead and make sure we pay these bills. We got to take care of all of our sponsors. First things first, I got to shout out GLD, baby. Promo code GLDG Rum. That's right, promo code GLDG Rum. Go ahead, get draped up, get draped down, rock your favorite NFL team on a chain. Also, check out our watch collection. We got a ton of dope watches over there. Get you and your girl something. We got a Valentine's Day deal going on as well over there. So be sure to check that out. You know, ladies and gentlemen, tis the time to be fresh. Spring is around the corner as well. You got to get fresh. Go ahead and do so. Cool your neck down as the temperature's about to get ready to warm up here in a couple of months with some GLD ice. Yo, play that video.
Hop out in Miami when no land, ain't got no understanding. How to hear I'm burning, or turn me on, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Drop GLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no on zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my neck, they acknowledge it, good friend, girl, when you're not.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up, I want to shout out our homies over at Champions Round. Link is in the description. Check out Champions Round. You got to play our daily dozens, all right? You get a prop card. Basically, what our daily dozens are daily, you get a prop card, $12 entry with 12 props. If you get 7 out of 12 of those props correct, then you, my friends, can turn that $12 entry into $2,400. Who does not want $2,400 added to their bank account? You got to head on over to Champions Round. You have to use our link in the description to download the app today. Ladies and gentlemen, get on over there and, you know, load up your pockets. Get your bread up. Yo, don't get your wow up. Get your growl up. Let's go. Also want to shout out our homies over at Monkey Knife Fight. Woo, woo, woo. Whooshing. Get on over there to Monkey Knife Fight. Promo code Rumboyz. Get matched on your very first deposit all the way up to $100. Ladies and gentlemen, me and the crew, we're going to match you on $100. You put down 100, we're going to match you on 100. You put down 50, we're going to match you on 50. You put down 20, we're going to match you on 20. Get on over to monkeyknifefight.com. Also download the app, available on iOS, Android, so you can run up your daily fantasy prop bag on the go. Also, last but not least, I want to shout out our homies over at All 22. Big ups to PFF for showing us a lot of love with this one right here. All 22, the brand new fantasy football format where you get to pick a full 53-man roster. So excited for some of the new enhancements and updates that are coming during the offseason. Get on over there, start an account today, take 50% off the subscription price, and enjoy All 22 and play the next level of fantasy football against you and your friends. Without further ado, let's go ahead and make it do what it do. I see the chats already getting hype. I see the chat starting to fill themselves. We got to go ahead and get into the homies backstage. First up, give it up for your homie. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop the mic. FF. What's good?
Pick a number, 1 or 2.
2. Oh shit. All righty.
Let's get this party started.
Let's get this party started swiftly. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, he is the patron saint of fantasy football. And you can also catch his work on Twitter, where he is dropping some of the sickest promos for betus.com. Make sure you check him out over there on Twitter. Saint Pat
I'm in a box and I can't get out. Can someone send help?
I did not.
Hey, Mike.
Hi.
One or two?
One.
Is that your fucking inhaler?
Yeah.
Did you just hit your inhaler?
All right, let's go.
What the fuck? We've had a lot of shit on this show, but I think that's the first time that anyone's ever fucking hit their inhaler on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, he is he is a zaddy over here whenever he pops up on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, but he is also the baby shark baby shark over at Draft Sharks. Give it up for Zaddy Herms.
All right, everybody, one or two?
One.
All right, we got this hand sanitizer. Let's go. Even though.
God damn it.
What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have more folks joining the show, but at this given moment, he is last but certainly not least. He is probably the most hated. Nobody ever wants to imitate it. Give it up for TDS Taco.
Escobar season has returned. It's been a long time coming. Looks like the death of me now. But you know, you can hate me now.
I fucks with the Nas reference. I fucks with the Nas reference. Eric Amelia in the chat, ready to eviscerate you. Fucking Taco. Aiden, fuck Taco. Like, I love it. I love it. Make sure that you guys share the stream on your social media, your Snapchat, your Instagram, your Twitter, your Facebook. One.
All right.
Drinking. All right, cool. Well, since everybody,
why did it sound like you were taking a piss?
Well, you know, I slurped it a little bit because ice and everything, so I had to use my teeth to block it. So you know, the whole little slurp.
Was Taco
Wait,
sitting down for that piss?
You use your teeth to block piss?
Ice.
Hey man,
Ice. Not piss.
It's already. It's too early for this shit.
It's too early, yo. Whoa.
And you only had the inhaler. Like, goddamn.
Fuck, yo, this girl's busy trying to prevent an asthma attack. We're all just trying to get
Before
drunk.
we got here, he asked the missus for 2 Labatt Blues at one time. He's double fisting, baby.
Yeah.
Cheers to me. Cheers to you, all the Rump boys and girls. What it do? Dilly.
Dilly.
Dilly, bitches.
I got the house to myself. I got a whole bottle of whiskey.
Oh my God. Mike's gonna end up in his fucking drawers by the end of this damn stream. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we do have a. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was like, ladies and gentlemen, that was weird. We do have a action-packed show for you. We're gonna first begin our night with breaking down these games, making our picks, stating our claims live on air, because there's nothing better than as analysts. Well, then for you guys to possibly figure out which one of us is gonna fucking be wrong. So, without further ado, Mike, you have the DK lines pulled up, my good sir, as we talked pre-show. You ready?
I do.
Let's get into it.
All right, so let's just start with the first game. We'll just go in order. Jacksonville and the Chiefs, not because they're my favorite team. Chiefs are a -9 favorite. The over-under is 53. I will go last on this one, so Pat, take it away.
There's something that I feel like
What
is
up,
going to
C-Yard?
happen. And I alluded to it on my Twitter. So give me Jacksonville to cover. And then I'm putting a tiny bit on Jacksonville money line. But I think Jacksonville for sure covers that 9.5, 10-point spread.
What do you think about the over-under at 53?
Jacksonville can put up points fast. It's hitting that over.
All right.
What up, Sean? What up, Aiden? What up, Eric? C-Yard up in the chat. Forgot to shout out everybody. What's good? What's happening, everybody? All right, Herms.
Oh, yes. Okay. Hi. Hello. I'm Herms. So the thing with the Chiefs and the Jaguars. Okay. So As far as any like the betting stuff goes and the lines and whatnot, I don't know. That not my bag. So somebody, other people can put their thoughts out there.
We're
For
just
that.
talking shit.
Who you got on the money line? That's all that matters.
I have no idea. I barely know what that means. I don't know.
Who do you have winning? Who do you have winning?
There we go. Okay, so I mean, honest, dude, like, as encouraged as I was by how Jacksonville played in the second half last weekend, it's pretty hard to forget how bad that first half was, and the 4 interceptions from Trevor Lawrence. Dude, like, their time will come at some point. It's a very young team. They've got a lot of stuff to look forward to, but this is going to be one of those games where they lose and they learn from it, because the Chiefs are definitely going to pull this one out. I have no doubts. If they struggled this much against the second best team from the AFC West, how do you think they're going to do against the best team from the AFC West? So,
Any given Sunday.
I mean, it's true. It's true, but I don't know.
I think I know pretty damn well.
Inexperience. I know it's a cliche, but like, honestly, dude, like, they got some work to do. Jacksonville's going to be dangerous next year, but this is about as far as this run goes.
Okay.
Taco, my man.
All right. Now, I think one of the best things about this game is that we actually got a sample during the regular season. The Chiefs and the Jaguars faced off, if I'm correct, right? Or right.
You're right.
And that was actually 10-point game, low scoring game. And after seeing what I saw last week from Lawrence, he had a great second half, don't get me wrong, but that whole Chargers offense went in the fucking tank. That shit just fucking went down the drain.
Yeah.
And I just honestly don't believe in the Jaguars offense enough to think that they can keep up with Patrick Mahomes for 4 quarters. Patrick Mahomes is not going to be like Herbert and have a second half that's going to be so shitty after he lost last year to that Cincinnati team that came out there and beat him in the second half. I just don't see it happening. Patrick Mahomes is coming out for fucking blood. He's going to be fucking amazing. I think the Chiefs win in a runaway, so I'm taking the 9 points. I'm taking the Chiefs, and I'm taking the under in this game, because actually the over in this game, because I think that it's going to be a high-scoring affair as far as Kansas City is concerned, and I think that maybe for a little bit the Jaguars will try and keep up. But I think by the end of the game, it's going to be at least a 2-touchdown victory for the Chiefs.
JaMychal Hasty, anytime touchdown.
Let's
go.
Do you want to go, or do you want
There's
me
the
to go?
fucking arms that we know.
I'll take Kelsey on a first score. I would do that.
I'll let Mike go. I'll let Mike
Sure.
go.
All right.
Yeah, because I want to hear what you have to say.
You already know what I'm going to say because you heard it Wednesday, part of it.
Well, I mean, I may have some other shit. So I mean, I'm gonna let you go first. I might shock the fucking world today.
The
I'm
first thing I'm taking is I'm taking the over. The second thing I'm going to say is this: the one thing that absolute scares me, and you guys all know I'm going on a soapbox here, and I don't give a shit. The one thing that absolutely scares the living daylights out of me.
JaMychal Hasty.
Herms, how many teams are in the NFL?
32 at my last count.
The Chiefs are 32nd in red zone defense.
God.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Sons of bitches.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
With a bend and break defense that allows teams to go down the field but not break too bad, you can't be the worst team in the NFL on defense when you got a quarterback who is on the rise and will have a career year next year in Trevor fucking Lawrence.
Why is Trevor fucking Lawrence?
And when you have the weapons like Christian Kirk and those guys on the outside, and yes, I'm calling Stonehands a weapon, Robbie, and Zay Flowers, and Travis Etienne on the outside, and Herms' boy JaMychal Hasty as the second back, you have to be scared in the red zone. Does that mean the Chiefs are going to lose the game? Not necessarily. It might be a good thing that McCole Hardman is not playing. I haven't decided yet. But
what the fuck does he have to do with the price of tea in China?
Hold on.
Wait a minute. I'll let Mike finish, but I want to chime in about that actually.
CEH is gonna play.
That had nothing to fucking do with it. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
You know I just had to say something. CEH is gonna play. I'm not necessarily thinking CH is gonna do a lot. He'll play a little bit, but Isaiah Pacheco and McKinnon are gonna come firing. McKinnon's gonna anytime TD. You got to put McKinnon on that if you're in a betting man. I actually agree with Pat here. Give me my team on the money line, but I don't think we're going to cover. Terms, what do you want to say about McCall Hardman?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Because, Robbie, I mean, you flamed that, but honestly, it is extremely relevant because without McCall Hardman's presence in the lineup, like, the Chiefs have had a hard time finding ways to put Kadarius Toney on the field a lot. But whenever whenever he is out there, they're interested in scheming him up different touches as a receiver and some interesting, rushes doing some like weird stuff. Yes, sometimes they do, and like that,
he might be talented.
Yeah,
he is. It's crazy, right? Like I Taco, he would know. He understands. He knows the vibe. Yeah, I never really got your take on that trade, but we can save that for another time. But either way, like anything that rises the potential involvement for somebody like Kadarius Toney
that's what I'm saying, Eric.
Like, like whether Mecole Hardman himself matters or not, quote unquote, his absence absolutely does because it opens up a pathway for a really dynamic player that can do all sorts of stuff when people like Hardman and Sky Moore have been out of the lineup. Now, Sky Moore did practice all week, and he will presumably be active for this, so that does throw some kind of wrinkle into it. But if there's any sort of involvement with Kadarius Toney, that does bring a really interesting element. And I think it'd be a pretty interesting DFS play if anybody's going for those, like playoff contests and stuff. He'd be a nice, cheap option.
Right, Robbie, you're
I've been elevated to Voldemort. Just saying.
We already knew that. Robbie,
hey, don't talk about my idol like that. Don't put Taco and my idol in the same sentence like that. Taco and Voldemort and Darth Maul.
Robbie, look at me. I am your idol now. I am Voldemort.
No,
I am Voldemort.
Taco,
You're not the idol we're looking for.
Taco, you were my son. Knock it off.
I am Voldemort.
All right, I'm gonna diagnose this game and I'm gonna handicap this game. Fucking perfect for everybody. Okay.
I'm listening.
Why? Because I love you all. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the content, and feel free to begin screen recording this at any given moment because you're going to need this for TikToks. You're going to need this for records and receipts. I'm going to keep it true with y'all. I'll get the easy part out the way. You're going to take the Kansas City Chiefs money line.
Okay, good.
There's the easy part.
I was about to punch you through the...
Your hard part and where you're going to make your money is on the over-under and is on the spread. And guess what Robbie really loves? I love fucking touching a bag. When we want to touch a bag, sure, Chiefs money line. Sure, Jarrett McKinnon anytime TD. I'll take the over on Evan Ingram's receiving yards.
Wait, what?
I'll take the over on Evan Ingram's receiving yards.
Okay.
Give me Riley. Give me the Riley Patterson a field goal prop.
Over 1.5. Over 1.5.
Yep. Let me take Aiden Key for a sack. And now y'all ready for this? The under will hit. The 53 under will hit. The spread, Jacksonville covers. Jacksonville covers. It'll be sloppy at first, and then that Jacksonville defense in the second half is going to be all the way turned up. Y'all going to be singing like Roscoe Dash in this mug. I promise you, Jags, Duval covered. And paired with those props, you're golden.
I honestly can't disagree with you even as a Chiefs fan.
You love to see it.
We're going to move on to the second game, but before we give the odds on the second game, I have a question. Taco, do you want to go first or do you want to go last?
Oh, here we go.
Hey, let's finish AFC
I was
first.
about to say, if you let
we're
me
just gonna
say
go
some
through the
dumb
schedule.
shit,
You want to go last, Taco?
I'll go last.
Okay, I'll start with Herms. So the Giants on Saturday night are at the Eagles. The Eagles are currently a
wait. I'm not ready for this one yet.
Okay,
I want to stall. I want to stall until another person gets
yeah,
here.
that's right.
Oh,
we're going to go to the AFC. I forgot about that. Sorry, my bad.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to go regular order. Taco, you're starting. So
you know what sucks? Wait, really quick. You know what sucks? Now Taco knows that game will be. I mean, he knew the game was going to be talked about anyways. But now he knows that it's going to be coming in the second half of the fucking show. So now he gets all of this time to start prepping and preparing. But the person that's coming,
we'll be ready.
Is smacking that ass.
All right.
Hey,
so
we know. Wait. We know Taco's just gonna leave.
Oh yeah.
Taco's gonna leave.
That's the same thing. The Reds. I don't leave. I don't leave.
He just doesn't show up.
Don't show up on time.
That's
or at all.
All right. So Sunday afternoon game, the first game of Sunday, the big one that we didn't get to see because of the unfortunate incident with DeMar Hamlin. Bengals at the Bills this time. Bills are a -5.5 favorite. Under 48.5 is the spread. On the money line, the Bengals are +2.5. The Bills are -245. Taco, take it away.
Josh motherfucking Allen. That man is gonna have a really big game on his career.
Taco, how many flights have you missed? Fuck.
I've actually never missed a flight.
Fly out of fucking LaGuardia. You can't really. You got to be there 4 hours early.
It depends. When you go late, you kind of sneak through. But the Bills. I take the Bills. I take Josh Allen. I think that Josh Allen is out to prove something. This is a huge game in his career when you look at some of the losses that he had, and now he's facing Joe Burrow. I mean, yes, you're missing some, Von Miller on the defense, which is a huge blow.
Are you saying this because you're a New Yorker, you chop cheese eating motherfucker, you Tim wearing ass, fucking.
I mean, they're Buffalo, but still, like it's
Uger Zelda listening, Benny the Butcher,
you see the difference
rhyme
with no Von Miller
freaking rehearsing.
Defense. I still believe in Josh Allen that he's going to get this job done versus Joe Burrow.
The real vanilla Vic.
Who had a tough time putting away the Ravens last week. And they didn't look that great. They weren't that sharp. And when push comes to shove, these Bills can score. And you brought back the great white hope. And Cole Beasley's back. Mr. Novaks is there. And he got a touchdown. First, he came back and he got a touchdown.
You not just call this man the great white hope. I fucking love it. Taco missed the school bus every morning. Holy fuck. 2 words. Big Joe Shiesty.
Bus, but I always was late to school. So, I mean, there was that. But yeah, hold on. Sorry, I got distracted. But yeah, I'm taking the Bills in this game. The over-under, I don't even want to touch. I think that's going to be a little dicey because I could see it going either way. Bills -5.5. That's a little scary to me. I kind of like the Bengals +5.5 because I think it's probably going to be a close game within 3 points more than likely. So I like the Bengals +5.5. I like the Bills money line, and I am not touching the over/under.
All right, Herms, I know you're not a betting man, but give me your breakdown because I know you got one.
So,
diagnose the fuck out this, Herms.
There are a lot of concerns that I have, particularly as it pertains to the Bills in this one, because I really took that game against the Dolphins for granted. Like the night before, I stayed up, I slept in, I didn't even bother turning on the game. I didn't really care because I figured they were just going to steamroll over Skylar Thompson, third string rookie quarterback out there. And dude, they really struggled to contain a lot of that stuff. And the other really concerning thing that I saw that may kind of carry over and become a bit more of an issue as time goes along here is the fact that And now, this is not uncommon for the Bills to do, obviously. So what I'm about to say isn't breaking any news by any means, but like they share the backfield too much. They really like at this point, like I love Devin Singletary. I absolutely do. But we've seen toward the second half of the year, like James Cook is the more explosive back and really needs to be a little bit more involved. Like I don't understand why they continue to divvy up those touches the way they do. It's a thing that for some reason they just seem hell-bent on doing, even though Dable left and Ken Dorsey took over as OC. That's the one common thread that like for some reason carried through, and it's just like super irritating. They're gonna have to... No, absolutely not.
It's not trees.
It's not. I like tacos. Sorry. Anyways, so I'm a little bit worried about how the Bills are going to execute stuff like that. But, also, like, I was digging through, looking at certain things. And, like, I know Isaiah McKenzie's going to be back for this one. I know that, the Bills slot is, a pretty interesting facet of their offense if they ever get it going. And Mike Hilton on the other side there has been a pretty good slot corner throughout this entire year. I was looking up some numbers about, how he's, ranked this season, and he's only allowed more than 50 yards to the slot like 4 times this year. And like the opposing quarterback's passer rating all that went toward Hilton in the passing game is like it's below 90. Like it's a really he's a tough slot corner. And mind you, Stephon Diggs does cycle his way from, the outside in more often than he gets credit for. So like cutting off that part of it, because like Mike Hilton's good, man. I don't know. I'm nervous about that. Hopefully they can overcome some of those deficiencies that they had on the offensive side. And that, like, I'm going to give the Bills defense a mulligan. I know I'm really just focusing on the Bills part of it, but I don't have that many questions about the Bengals. Because, like, the Ravens hung in and they were tough just because the Ravens hang in and they're tough and it's the AFC North. Like, I'm not going to overanalyze that. Like, that's fine. Whatever happened to them last week is just how those division games work. If the Bills step up, they can definitely do this, but I am terrified that their run's going to end here if they don't get...
Hey, fucker, you didn't spell Alcatraz properly.
That's not even close. Either way, like, I'm picking the Bills because I think they are the better team, but, like, dude, they can't be...
Alcatraz.
They cannot be caught sleeping in this one like they were last week. Like, they are on high alert right now.
All right, so, Pat, you are the betting man. So give me your take with a little spin, buddy.
If you've been watching my Twitter today, there's one thing that I think might happen. And that is the AFC Championship game going to Cincinnati. Cincinnati Bengals fans are pissed that they're already selling the mutual site tickets down in Atlanta.
But don't forget,
Bengals
even if they do win, the game's in KC, or they need Jacksonville.
They need Jacksonville to win as well. So I got Bengals winning. They're either staying home or going to KC. So my spicy pick this weekend, Jaguars parlayed with Bengals money line. Take your $5 and turn it into $67.
I like that.
We're going to AFC Championship game in Cincinnati. Let's go.
Yo, $70 at a cheap little dive bar. I can get a lot of fucking beers with that, man.
You can get a lot of tacos, mom, too.
That's
damn it.
Always
for me.
Always. All right, you done, Pat? Or you have more?
I'm done.
All right, so here we go.
I
know I'm not. No matter what I say in this take, I am not going to win. I'm going to get name called or get told something no matter what I say.
I dare you say something.
Oh yeah, you're going for Buffalo.
If I pick Buffalo, I'm going to get told, "Why are you picking the team that's not your daddy?" Blah 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 blah. Yeah, you, Robbie. If I pick the Bengals, I'm just going to get told why. So you can get ran in the AFC title game because Cincinnati's your daddy. I know what you're going to tell me. I'm not dumb.
Take it.
But here it is. The game's in Buffalo, not in Cincy. Does that matter? Yes, a little bit. I get what Taco's saying because you got frickin' what'd you call him? Josh frickin' Allen? And Vanilla Vic? You're right on that. That's Vanilla Vic, not that Daniel Jones guy. We'll get into that later.
Whoa.
Well, there's a reason. No, I like Daniel Jones, but he's not Vanilla Vic.
Finally,
Robbie came up with it before Barkley. My thing
Yeah.
is this.
Josh Allen is Cam Newton 2.0.
You got freaking Joe
Yeah.
freaking Shiesty. You got freaking Jamar goddamn freaking Chase. You got Higgins. You got all these studs in Cincinnati. They got a good defense this year. They've stepped up. But Buffalo is this is Buffalo's year, and Buffalo is going to pull this out. It's going to go to the end. And a couple props that I want to bring up real quick, because when we talked about this on Wednesday night, DK did not have reception props on their lines yet. Give me Dawson Knox over 3.5. Give me T. Higgins over 4.5. I think T. Higgins wants to have a good game with especially what happened. He feels bad for DeMar. He says he wants to talk to DeMar before the game. He's met with his or talked to his family, but not DeMar directly. Give me those two props. And if you want to, I'm not telling you have to, but if you want to think that playoff Gabe Davis is the real thing, take Gabe Davis over 3.5 catches. Robbie, take it away.
Sorry, I need to get it together for a second.
I have no idea what just happened. I was on a different screen trying to get my bets.
Fucking shell shock from the shit that Pat just said. Wow, that was great. That was dark, but great.
Oh shit! Fuck.
I need a minute.
This is America.
I need a minute. Fuck. That was very like Bill Burr type ish of you, like for that moment. That was some fucked up shit. But it was great.
I don't even know if Dave Chappelle would have said that.
Did we lose viewers like when I said Black Lives Matter?
No, that wasn't that comment. That wasn't that one. That wasn't that one. But that joke was more truthful than it being a fucking joke. Here's what I'm thinking here. So wait, what's the spread? What they got the spread as between these two?
Hold on, let me go back.
5.5.
5.5. Yeah, I saw Aiden. I saw Aiden in the chat.
5.5. 5.5. 48.5 under.
Okay. Are you eating a piece of shrimp right now? What the fuck is that in your hand?
It's called a Chester's Paws Cheddar Puff. It's called a when you're high snack.
High snack.
Here's what I'm thinking. So 5.5 is definitely a lock. Who are they giving the dog to? Mike?
Bengals the dog.
Cincinnati's the 5.5 dog.
Okay, but who are they on the line? Who are they? What's the line? 205. Wow. Whoa.
It's 205 and minus 245.
Okay. Here's my thing here really quick with this. 205?
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to say that Buffalo comes out and outright damn near just whoops their ass. And I'm sorry.
Before you keep going, I think Vegas is running with this DeMar Hamlin.
They're running with the narrative. Aiden, exactly. That spread is that shit's a little high. And what's the over under one more time?
48.5.
You're setting at 5.5 to trap people into the alternate spreading and taking it by 6 or 7. Yeah, because I think that you could take this by a touchdown. I could even see this by 3. So the 5.5, laying 5.5 makes sense. Laying 5.5 makes sense if you got the Bengals winning by 3.
Hey, Aiden, just remember Jaguars money line, baby. Just remember.
You did that live. Not the same thing. You didn't have the same conviction prior to.
Oh no, but no, I mean I was going Jags anyway, but I was just saying he said the one before that when Taco said Bills.
Anyways, furthermore. I like to call out on T. Higgins, but for me, It's got to be Jamar Chase. It's got to be Jamar Chase anytime TD. You have to run with that. You have to take that. He was going to get that in the game previously. The Bengals were probably about to dog walk the Buffalo Bills, to be honest. We are talking about possibly. Mahomes is electric to watch. Big Joe Shiesty is just him. Joe Burrow feels the sting of coming up short and not getting that ring last year.
By the way, Robbie, Jamar's reception line 7.5.
Oh, yes, he's gonna get 8. He's gonna get targeted. He's gonna get targeted 10 to 11 times, and he's gonna catch like 8 or 9 of them. And also give me Jamar anytime TD. I'm willing to just build the parlay where it's Bengals money line, Jamar anytime TD, Joe Burrow over his passing, Joe Burrow reception, or I'm sorry, Jamar Chase receptions.
What about Jamar over 83.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Diggs' reception line's at 6.5, and it's plus money for the over.
That could come up under. That could come up short. That could come up short for the next thing that I'm about to say right here. Give me Josh Allen for a pick because I've been saying it that either between him or one Dakota Rain Prescott, their interception numbers will eventually rear their ugly fucking head in these playoffs between one of the two. And it's looking a lot more like it's going to be Josh before it's going to be Dak, unfortunately, which we'll get into Dak later in the show during the second half. That being said, Bengals all the way.
I knew that.
What did you say that over under was really quick?
48.5.
48.5 might be a little rich for me because of both these defenses. Both these defenses in the playoffs could be a little rich for me. I could see this being. I would feel better at like 46, 45. 45 is where I'd really feel comfortable. 45, 45.5 is where I feel a whole hell of a lot more comfortable. 48's a little rich.
I could see that.
Yeah.
All right, I got a question for everyone. Over under 47.5 rushing yards for Josh Allen in this game.
Under 47.5. It's a lot. It's a lot. And Trey Henderson is gonna get back there.
I mean, Huntley ran pretty well, though. I mean, I think it's at least entertaining the It's worth entertaining the possibility at a minimum.
If that was 42, I would smash the over.
I'm still scared of that.
Just to give you an idea, Tucker.
I'm torn between what Herms mentioned, and I'm torn between which you just mentioned, which is why I see Taco bringing this one up. This is the true essence of what a gamble would be. 42. I still feel a little bit worried just because of this Bengals. It's like you look at the Bengals and you look at them historically and you're like, they're not going to show up. They're going to be the same old, you're just waiting for them to be the Bungles. And then it's like, wait, that's Big Joe Burr. That's Jamar Chase. That's fucking T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. Joe Mixon, if God forbid you could shut down the passing game, then Joe Mixon will just take over. They'll just start pulling out no-name receivers and start throwing to them, and then open up the rest of their main characters. Like, it's fucking insane. It's when you watch like the Expendables for the first time, you're like, holy crap! Like all these amazing action stars, just legends in one movie. That's what it's like when you watch the Bengals play. It's just like all these amazing just athletes all on one team, and they all just complement each other so well. It's fucking Voltron, bro.
So you just called Joe Mixon. You just called Joe Mixon a great athlete. I am shocked and I am proud of you.
People change, but
all right.
Listen, man, I'm taking it. I think he can do over 50. I mean, I think he's probably going to be the number one running back on the team.
If you're willing to play, and that's one of the things I was going to bring up, and that was one of the things that I was going to lead with, but fucking my ADD at times. If you're going to take him at 47.5, then you need to be believing in him at 50. You need to be believing in him at 50. If you're going to take him at 47.5, that cannot be one of those things where it's like, yeah, like I see 48. Like, no. You can't. That can't be your thought process. You need to be like, he's going to hit 50 yards. You're taking 47 because you're like, he's going to hit 50. You're not playing 50. You're going to play at 47.
Pat, what do you think about this? I know you're a betting man. I know you have an opinion.
US.
On which one?
Josh Allen, 47.5.
Roddy uses his insane mathematical and psychological brain to fade the guy at the bottom left.
There are several quarterbacks in the league that I'm willing to smash the overs on their rushing yards in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow,
I did not see that.
and Josh Allen. That line has to get closer to 50 for me to take the under or to just not play it. But someone like Josh Allen, if the game is as close as they are predicting and it's a one-score game,
God damn it.
Josh Allen's going to make plays with his legs. He can avoid that initial rush and he can get out of the pocket. The other advantage Josh Allen has, and rushing quarterbacks have this advantage quite a bit, is they get called sacked when they're 1 to 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, even though they put the ball down and are intending to run. So those negative plays do not affect a quarterback like Josh Allen the same way it would affect other running backs. So keep that in mind when betting quarterback rushing props.
I'm not. For me personally, and going back to like the whole like Josh Allen, rushing prop. For me personally, I don't have enough conviction to play that with the way he has looked recently. I just can't. I don't think Josh Allen running all over the place in a game to where possibly it's like, you might be some third quarter, Cincinnati could be up 10, and you're like, we need to catch up.
He ain't no Vanilla Vic. I'll tell you that.
No, because he is Vanilla Vic.
He is Vanilla Vic. What would Michael Vick do? What did Michael Vick do every time he made it to the playoffs?
What, not show up?
I know that you're old enough to remember this. He would show up. He would do what, though?
Throw interception? What's your point here?
He would come up short. He would choke. What have the Bills always been notoriously known for in the playoffs?
Not making it.
That game versus the Chiefs was just because of what happened. Like that, they changed the overtime rules because of what happened.
Ask yourself this.
They didn't change them enough.
One of two things has to happen. One of two things absolutely, or more than likely, 95%, I won't say 95, 85% true in the universe. Either Allen's interception issue eventually rears its ugly head and the Bills typically choke and they're their typical Bills, or the Bills go to distance. They make it from cold-ass Buffalo down to the desert in Arizona to play in the big dance, and then that's when they come up short.
Well, I mean, it's Pat Mahomes.
That taxes and Bills Mafia being cursed are absolutely three things that are true.
All right, I think we've talked enough about Vanilla Vic for right now. We've got more Daniel Jones talk later. Robbie, will you give us another topic, please, before the break?
Yeah, let me throw a random one out there because we have about 15 minutes here before getting into break.
Trust me, we can fill 15 minutes of randomness with this group.
So
I have my kazoo.
my one, the one and only. We're going to switch gears here before getting back into more divisional talk here after halftime. We're going to get into some quick college football NCAA talk. Prime time, Coach Prime now not only has the number one, but also in 2023, who was the 2023 recruit, but also 2024's number one recruit. Both corners between Travis Hunter and help me pronounce this young man's first name, Cormani.
You're not at you can't ask me.
Cormani, God, fuck. It's I shared it. I think I even retweeted it earlier. Anyways, point blank end of story. NIL aside.
Cormani.
Huh?
Cormani.
Yeah, Cormani. Okay. Cormani what? Adams? McLean. Fuck. God. Wow. Way off. I was way off. I knew Cormani. I was like, I can't remember his last name.
You've been watching the Wednesday show on Netflix, haven't you?
Dude, I fucking love that show. Jenna Ortega. Stop. That's my wife. Okay. Stop. Wait, not my wife, but like, you know what? All right, I'm just gonna shut the fuck up.
All right, give us the topic.
What are you guys' thoughts on this? You have the number one, possibly debated. I don't really feel like it can be debated. You have the number one corner of all time.
Oh, yeah.
The two youngest recruits. Buying into the hype or no?
So let me start this by saying
Robbie got caught in 4K.
It's a big mixed bag of apples for me. There's some rotten, there's some that are almost ripe, and there's some that are delicious, and then there's some that are overripe but ready for apple pie. And what I mean by this is, hold on, let me speak. What I mean by this is the rotten apples in the bottom of that bag is the shit talking that people are talking about Dion, saying, oh, he can't do it. He's just, he won't be able to do it outside of an HBCU, blah, 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 blah. He's not a real coach, whatever. I don't care if he did it in HBCU or not. Dion is a real coach if you like it or not. And because of his popularity and everything else, he's going to be able to get the kids because of the recruiting. I don't remember what it's called, but he's got his production, he's got his production company and all this, and he's got all this and all that. When it comes to Hunter, he was able to get Hunter there at Jackson State. Everybody knew, and in my opinion, you were dumb if you didn't think that he was going to go wherever Dion went to be the coach. Is it a big deal that he was able to get this kid over from Miami? Abso-freaking-lutely. And that's where we get to the apples that are almost ripe. Is it going to be able to succeed? I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do at Colorado. Is he on the right track?
We've seen teams in professional sports, all across sports, where you can load a team and overload a team with too much talent.
Yeah, you mean the Lakers with freaking Karl Malone and Peyton and all those guys? Yes, I did, because I'm still bitter.
That was unnecessary. That was completely.
Karl Malone was done.
You didn't even have to. You didn't have to.
You have nothing to say about this. Your team hasn't won since the 70s.
You can't use his name the same
way.
way.
You're dead. Taco, you're a Knicks fan. Shut up.
Okay.
Karl Malone was still shit then.
So you bring
your team has always been shit. What are we talking about, bro? What are you like? Come on, man.
Let's get back to the apples. I want to hear the apples.
Yeah, you bring in McLean, you have Hunter, you bring in Shedeur. I disagree with you about Shedeur, but I know how you feel. But all I'm saying is you bring in all these guys. Is he going to be able to do it at Colorado? We don't know. Is he going to be able to make it mesh? September 30th is going to be a big day to see for Colorado. Why? Because they play fucking Lincoln Riley and USC. Am I expecting them to go and win that game that early? No, but I think they'll put up a fight and we'll see what happens with that team. When I'm talking about the rotten apples, it's the over freaking hype that Dion, there's some people out there that think, oh, Dion's going to do it just because of who he is. Just because you're an ex-pro and you're the best in the league doesn't mean you're going to be a great coach. Some of the shittiest players in the NFL have become great coaches. We don't know what's going to happen. I still think that the perfect spot for him to end up will be Florida State. But I also believe that the spot he will end up is Alabama.
One thing this man has always done, no matter what, at what level, he has always won.
So far. So far.
Like this is gonna be one of those. This is gonna be one of those scenarios. This is gonna be one of those scenarios where people are gonna literally turn the other cheek. Like if they have like a shitty record, like how like Eric was saying in the chat, he's like, yo, like
on every level, but that doesn't mean he can go. He might not be a great college coach just because of recruiting. You don't know, Robbie. Pat, take it away.
I think
people's greatness.
I think there's a level of what does player development look like beyond getting the recruits to you? What do you do once you have them? And we've seen that with a few stars that he's worked with, and he worked to develop a team that was
he
talent-wise.
developed the Heisman nominee.
He did. I didn't say he didn't.
What the hell was
I was saying, but let me finish. But he was also playing a schedule versus teams where, on paper, the number of stars on his team way outmatched anything he was playing against.
Who says that? There is no such thing as that slap. What?
So what I want to see happen is I would love to see Colorado become cornerback U. And I want to see them schedule Ohio State. I want to see the immovable object versus the unstoppable force. As you see wide receiver U versus cornerback U, and you see these matchups of these future NFL stars go one-on-one with each other over and over again all game long. I think no matter what, next year is going to be blown out of proportion for what it means for Colorado.
I don't think so. I think people turn the other cheek. But I feel that.
I think there's going to be overreactions going both ways. Of he did too much or he didn't do enough and it's a matter of it takes time to develop. College teams
that's what I think it is.
College teams are going to take time to develop no matter what. And if he overperforms, it's going to be, oh my gosh, it's the greatest thing ever.
Which is in the realm of possibilities.
It could happen. But if he underperforms and has a 4-win season, it's going to be, the reaction is going to go both ways.
Okay.
So it's going to be a tough situation no matter what, and it's going to be something we're going to talk about for the next probably close to 20 months as we wait for 2 seasons worth of him at Colorado.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Herms and then Taco. Let's fill this last 5-ish minutes. I think is what we got.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to what Dion's walking into, it's the Pac-12. So I mean, the bar is already pretty low, so we feel pretty good about that. I mean, outside of the tippy top, I mean, we know what conference we're talking about. So I mean, that alone, A+. But then the other thing that we have, that he has going for him in this regard, if I'm misremembering this, please correct me. But I remember when he was officially announced and he was building his coaching staff out, one of the really important and very interesting things that he did was, I believe he brought in Mike Zimmer to be the defensive coordinator. So if we're worried about there being this lack of some sort of tactical experience or whatever, the really good qualities and traits that Dion has as a motivator and an inspirer, and also the magnet that gets all these people there, it's counterbalanced by the fact that Zimmer has been around for a long time, done this job extremely successfully at the professional level, and is coming around to be a stabilizing force. And then also the young offensive coordinator they brought in, I believe he was at Kent State. I mean, that could be a pretty interesting type of offense to deploy. I don't know. Dion understood that it was not going to be particularly easy making this jump, so that's why he strategically put other things around him to like make up for like, look, I know what I know and I don't know what I don't know, and by filling that room with other people that can help in that development was a huge deal. So just based off of that level of talent and the fact that he put other impactful voices around him that will help support him and prop him up is a very big deal. I think that Colorado is going to be very good. I don't know if it'll be the first year because, it's pretty hard to, completely turn a program around in one season, but I think we'll see a lot of encouraging signs based off of the people that he brought into the building.
Really quick, Slap, just remember, he had a fuck ton of talent at Jackson State. He had, 5-star top tier recruits all across that team. He was getting kids to leave big schools to go and play there. And he has kids following him from Jackson State to Colorado. And a lot of those kids that were at Jackson State were the number one recruits in the nation coming out of high school. Homie's got a team for a hot minute. And he's also grabbing kids from IMG. Like, to Mike's point, what he was saying, he's like, yo, he could be a bad coach, but because, it could look great because of the talent that he has. Like, that's something that could happen. Taco, go ahead and give us our last, 2-ish minutes here.
Yeah, I think the number one thing that everyone kind of danced around, but really hasn't forcefully said is Dion is a leader of men. Dion gets in a room and he will command attention, respect, and he will get shit done. I was watching or listening to interview, and basically he was saying when he's in these recruiting classes and meeting with these people, he's like, I'm the only person that can say it from three perspectives. I've been the recruit, I've been the parent, and now I'm the coach. And there's no other person that can put themselves in understand every single person's point of view. And he explains this on his recruiting classes. And he's saying that right now, his biggest thing is he's going after the transfer portal because of the way this situation is set up. So when you think about the way he's building this year's team, I believe he deserves a wash. This is one of those years where you get yourself ramped up, you get yourself settled in, you get yourself taken care of. And next season is when we'll actually start and say, okay, now we're going to hold your feet to the fire. But by then, Dion will have himself in place where he can then recruit himself a ridiculous class because guess what? Dion's done everything big time.
Yep.
Prime time. That's why he has Amazon. That's why he has the show. That's why he's going on shows. That's why he's bringing the people to look at him. And guess what? If you're looking at him and you're watching his team, they're going to see you. And when they see you, you're going to be like, guess what? Now those scouts are coming. Now people are talking. Now ESPN showing me. Guess what? Now I have an NIL deal because I'm Deion Sanders cornerback. I'm Deion Sanders halfback. Guess what? Your kids are going to want to play for him. Guess who's on Madden as one of the best primetime players? Deion Sanders. They've grown up on this man. He has built a brand on his name, and he's used it to get himself to this position. He was at the EA office today. He is going to be a masterful recruiter. He is going to dominate, but give him a little time. Give him a little grace. He's just getting his feet in this place. And like Kerm said, he gets guys like Zimmer, he gets other leaders, other head coaches to come and want to coach with him because guess what? This is going to be their opportunity to then go and shine and get another shot again. Exactly. So he is putting the right people in the right place to succeed. And if you're a recruit, you're going to say, guess what?
Even when he left Jackson State,
sign me up, baby. Let's go.
Even when he left Jackson State, he left his homie TC in charge and made sure that TC got paid. So that's one thing that I want to add before we get into this break here. Is that even to Taco's point, even leaving his former HBCU, he was able to still leave them in great hands and then take care of his homie. Bring in Zimmer. When homie was on Instagram yesterday after landing Kermani, and he's sitting on his balcony overlooking Boulder, and he's playing a little flip, game over, flip, like he's going crazy. Yo, that I was like, He already knows. He knows. He knows.
One thing I'll say is he was talking about his recruiting process and like what he looks for in certain positions. And he has a profile that he has. So it's like for like D line, he wants like hungry, like kids that have had problems. Like he has certain. I don't want to like mince his words, so I won't go into full. He has player profiles for each position.
He's looking for people. He's looking for people. He's already said he's like the reason why I won't ever coach in the NFL is like because I'm not coaching grown ass millionaires. He's like I'm trying to coach people that appreciate what this game gave me, you know, and that's something that you got to respect when you're coming at it from that angle. And like you said, the parent aspect, look at what he's done for his boys, look at what he's done for his sons. And then he's also creating opportunities for other young men. It's dope, and it's dope as hell. And then he's still out here, you know, putting on like the weird, I don't know what they call that suit for like fucking video games. But like he wore that shit today. He's still fucking filming the show and still running a whole YouTube channel and shit. So it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope, ladies and gentlemen. I know that he was on a show earlier, Mr. David Gillespie, ladies and gentlemen of TVG Sports. What's good?
Happy to be back. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about the delay. I totally ran out of time. So yeah, just catching up in the meantime though with you guys.
You're good. I'm happy that you're here because on the other side of the show, we have to break down some games. But first, we have like a really, really, really lit halftime show for you guys. We are going to feature a brand new music video tonight by my homie Saj, the artist. I played high school football with them. But not only that, like we grew up just making beats on the lunch tables and fucking we were in course class together from like all the way through like middle school through high school as well. His new track is available on all platforms, but you can check him out. He's a rising iHeartRadio artist. This man has been setting the heat on fire down there in Miami, the radio station 99.7 The Heat. We're going to get into a brand new track from the homie Saj. And you also saw me leak it on Twitter today. He will also be performing here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network Super Bowl weekend. The homie is not just a singer, but also a rapper, an amazing talent. But first, before we get into that, I want to give you guys a brand new special word from our sponsors over at GLB. Viral Movie. Bop!
Mario Point GLD collab,
Yeah, big gun let off like, yeah, shots fly at the boy like, swing on the boy like, beat up the boy like, yeah, shots fly.
I missed the GLD.
Jump on the car.
Fire movie, Bobby.
Be going crazy. Live in this moment, shawty. Moment we gon' hold it, shawty. And it's exactly what you want it, shawty. All love, we gon' flown it. Finna tear the spot, baby, then let me know you coming. Feeling ass over through the matrix. After that, I go down like a basement. Don't keep quiet, I expect you to take it. Couldn't wait here, baby, I wanna taste it, yeah. In the lights, if you really wanna, yeah. For tonight, cause you're all I need, yeah. No, I'm never gonna change. My love will stay the same. I love it when you say my name. In the lights, if you really wanna, yeah. It's for tonight if you really wanna. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Know what I want, shawty, you know what I need. Love you forever, baby, in my Reese's Pieces. I just want your attention, girl, whenever I see you. I don't wanna lose your heart forever, I keep it. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Just get it started, yeah, 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 yeah. Love the way that you're moving your body, yeah, yeah. Damn right, and I ain't lying, cause I be putting it down. that you're moving your body, yeah. Damn right, I ain't lying, cause I be putting it down like. Dim the lights if you really wanna. Yeah, for tonight, cause you're all I need. You know I'm never gonna change. My love will stay the same. I love it when you say my name. Dim the lights if you really wanna. Yeah. It's for tonight if you really wanna. Oh yeah.
Active by night? He going crazy.
Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a time, there was a monkey knife fight.
And one day they met one team partners in the NFLPA.
It's a match made in the pits of a monkey knife fight.
And everyone lived happily ever after.
Are you listening? This is big.
What is a monkey knife fight?
You know, it's thing monkeys, knives, you get it. Fantasy sports is monkey knife fight. And monkey knife fight is fantasy sports.
Monkey Knife Fight is daily fantasy.
Monkey Knife Fight in the house.
I am Monkey Knife Fight. You are Monkey Knife Fight. We are all Monkey Knife Fight.
Monkey knife fight.
You have the NFLPA behind the company.
It's exciting for me to be a part of fantasy sports.
When I think of fantasy sports, I think of beating all my buddies year in and year out and being able to brag about it.
We're not just partners in it.
We're owners.
And it feels awesome to be an owner.
I challenge you to a monkey knife fight.
We've been saving you a seat at the table, Monkey Knife Fight.
Welcome to the one team and NFLPA family.
Monkey knife fight. Welcome to the family, Monkey Knife Fight.
Welcome to the game, Monkey Knife Fight.
Monkey Knife Fight!
I challenge you to a monkey knife fight.
Monkey Knife Fight!
Monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife.
I feel like I can recite everything from that commercial now. After all
Monkey knife fight, 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 monkey knife fight. So what you guys think of the new ad? Freaking New York drill rapper Fabio Foreign.
Nice, not too shabby. I dug what he's bringing to the table, man. So you grew up with him in high school?
No, or Saj was the dude that had the music, that had the music video. Fabi was on the commercial that we played, the new ad.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, my mistake. Yeah,
Yo,
sorry, I'm running out like fumes of sleep right now.
You're good. You're good. Yes, but no, I was about to ask about that. So the track was fucking fire. The track was fire. The track was fire.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, like when I got sent that, I was like, oh shit. We also have more new music that we are going to play for you guys during tomorrow's games that we brought to you by the homies Equally Opposite. About to just like start hitting y'all with like fucking bangers.
Look, and I'll tell you, this music, as the kids say, hits different.
Yes.
You know, this is
this shit slaps.
Tomorrow I'm bringing y'all some bars, like heavy fucking. You're gonna be like, what the fuck did they just say? Yes,
all that in a bag of chips out here.
This man eating fucking cheese puffs. I can't with you right now.
It's a freaking tub.
It's a tub. Yo,
All that in a tub of puffs, friends. That's what it's all about.
Guys,
this is America.
All right. So I did promise you guys.
Where's the rum, boy?
More divisional games that we are going to break down here on the second half of the show. And like the homie Herms pointed out in the chat, we are back, baby. Check out all of our sponsors, links in the description. Show them love. We appreciate them for showing us love. Mike, let's get into some more divisional games.
So we'll skip the one for other reasons.
We'll go with we can go with that one right now, just because
Do you want to go in hard or do you?
All right, so
that's
let's get warmed back up. Let's get warmed back
We'll
up.
start with me and go around the horn because this includes somebody's team.
Somebody wants. Oh, sorry.
Oh, God.
So the Eagles.
It's in 1999 again.
The Eagles
Here,
are
start
the
coming in.
7.5-point favorite over Taco's New York Giants. The over-under is set at 48. Here's the key part to me before I start. The Eagles are minus 350 on the money line. The Giants are plus 290. All right, so here we go. I picked the Giants to beat the Vikings, and it freaking happened.
Jesus. Good call.
Jalen Hurts is dinged up. The Giants have a great defensive line coming with, I can't say it. I don't know how to say that one guy's name, Taco. I always screw it up. So I'm not going to say it.
Taco's just milking the fucking moment right now.
They got Williams. And they got
Thibodeau. You're talking about Aziz Ojolari?
Yes, that
He's
one.
questionable right now, right?
They got Thibodeau.
I think so, yeah.
They got Williams. They got their secondary back.
Don't forget Lawrence.
On the other side of the ball.
Don't forget him.
On the other side of the ball, you got Daniel. I went to Duke Jones, Saquon Barkley, Hodgins, Richie James, and all them. With Jalen Hurts dinged up, I think that's going to matter. Put that jersey away. When Jalen Hurts dinged up, I think that's going to matter. But you got Devonta Smith, you got
Jersey
AJ
thing is
Brown,
still on the fucking camera.
and here's the thing.
Going full Thanos snap.
Taco, the reason I'm telling you to throw that jersey away is because even though Jalen Hurts is dinged up, they're still going to whoop your ass.
Oh, yeah.
That was sneaky good. Sneaky clever. Pulling the rug right out from under him.
Pat?
Eagles, end of discussion.
There you go.
Hurts.
I'm not even trying to give Taco any energy. I love it.
Taco's like, make it rain with the hate, baby. Make it rain. You know.
I have a feeling Hurts is going to do something right now. Let's go.
Jones is store brand Josh Allen.
God.
I mean, look, I keep seeing people.
No, sir.
Look, I'm not wrong. Anyway, so look, I will say, before I get into the real life implications of the whole thing, I do want to point out a few things for fantasy purposes because y'all out there playing in those DFS contests, there are some interesting nuggets that you want to consider here. One, Isaiah Hodgins specifically with his ankle, he practiced limited all week and he comes into the game questionable. He's probably going to play because if anybody checked his Instagram story from after that Vikings game, that ankle been fucked. Okay, he's probably gonna be fine. So I think people might get in their head about that, but he shared that. We seen what this man's been dealing with, and the fact that he logged limited participation all week does bode really well for him. And if you look at how well he's done over the last several weeks, the target share is pretty well spread out among a lot of Giants pass catchers. So it's not like he's doing his whole out here in these streets dominating thing on just monster opportunity share. He's doing it with a fairly even distribution of wealth in that offense. So Hodgins is somebody honestly, don't sweat the injury, don't sweat none of that stuff, especially because the Eagles secondary is really scary for real life, but for fantasy purposes, it's still a dangerous matchup, but it's not this shutdown, they're in the top 5 toughest for fantasy purposes. They'll still allow points. They will still allow points. That's definitely something that you want to consider. I think Darius Slayton's another pretty decent option if you want to pivot off of that for something cheaper. And then when it comes to the Eagles side of it, the thing that I would be really concerned about as far as their entire offense goes is Miles Sanders has gone cold over the last 4 games they played. I don't know what the hell's going on. Part of it maybe could be the fact that Jalen Hurts was missing for a few of it, and his presence in kind of, making, defenses second guess themselves made it so that, without him, Sanders is just really easy to stuff the box against and do whatever. But even during that time, the dude still has over 50% of his team's carries. They're not going away from him despite how cold he's been. If this week off has been really good for Jalen Hurts to get more confidence in that shoulder, and he wants to run more like he did the last time he played the Giants before this Week 8 team, where I think he 77 yards and a touchdown or something. He was really good. If they can get that going again, I think it's a pretty good spot for Miles Sanders to get back right as well. So if you're going to go a little bit cheap on that one, I think that's a decent call. Now, as far as just like the real life part of it goes, like the familiarity between these two teams, I mean, like, look, we talk about it all the time. When you get a third matchup on a season, you know, like these are teams that know each other. This is like one of the best positions that you can possibly be in. And this goes both ways. It really does. Like being up against a familiar opponent is a significant advantage over, like we were talking about earlier with the Jaguars and the Chiefs. Like, yes, you know, like they saw each other, but they didn't see each other twice. This isn't like the third time they're rolling up against each other. That's a huge thing. And the fact that they kind of know what each other's going to do is a big deal. But I think Daniel Jones missed one of those games. And the Week 18 one with Jalen Hurts coming back, I'm going to kind of just put that as a mulligan because that was like the first game coming back from the injury. They were being a little conservative with it. We have not actually seen the full-fledged, like, both quarterbacks are ready to go showdown between these two yet. So I'm still going to pick the Eagles because I think top to bottom, they have just the stronger and healthier team. But I'm not ruling out the world of possibility in which the Giants could pull it off because like, I've learned from even being on the show. I've talked mad shit on the Giants and Daniel Jones in the past, and it's really come back to bite me this year. And I don't want to I'm being real. Like, look, Brian Daboll, I said it like several weeks ago on my podcast, rest in peace. Like, there ain't no doubt in my mind that Daboll's winning the Coach of the Year award for all this shit that he's doing, man. Like, it's a different feel. It's a different team, bro. He's got that shit firing. I'm picking the Eagles, but it's gonna be close. It's gonna be close.
Really quick.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish
I was just gonna say, no, I love the love for Brian Daboll. He's certainly done an outstanding job this year. But I do wonder, do you think he even trumps a Doug Peterson in that regard for Coach of the Year?
Before anyone answers that, who the fuck are you guys? Like, have I not taught y'all any better? Like, what is this? Like, what is up with this anarchy lately?
What are up with my disciples?
Fuck, my young Padawans are just. I thought I was unhinged.
We'll have time to talk about them. It's not.
Continue.
So what do you think about Doug Peterson though over him? Do you think there's an argument or not so much over Daboll? Do you still take Daboll?
There's definitely an argument for sure, and I think especially considering how low the bar was set by Urban Meyer. I mean,
exactly.
But like I do feel as though Daboll was given a more difficult task because even like at least
significantly more difficult
because at least like Peterson was handed like the blue chip quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck, and
they just spent.
Well, let's not forget about Saquon getting healthy now.
Go get Ingram.
No, and that helps as well. But like just for as much as like I find the whole like football's a game of the quarterbacks, whole thing irritating sometimes. There's a reason we talk about football starting from the quarterback position because it helps. And if we're just going to look at it from the most far away bird's eye view thing as possible, I feel like more people would have been chomping at the bit to work and develop Trevor Lawrence than they would have been with the guy who had his fifth-year option declined in Daniel Jones. Like,
no,
absolutely.
Yeah. So Daboll being able to take his game to the next level, like deserves like not that developing a young quarterback is some easy thing to do. Like Peterson gets a lot of credit for that as well, but like the job that Daboll was asked to do was significantly tougher.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
All right, so
for me in this game, I think I'm going to say it, and the Eagles are going to complete the trifecta. They're going to get the third win of the season over the Giants. Last time they played with their full starters, when the Giants played their starters, they didn't play them in Week 18. There was no Daniel Jones nor any Saquon Barkley in that game. The Eagles flat out demolished them. They flat out fucking demolished them. They feasted on Daniel Jones. That D-line absolutely just ate him up and spat him out, And I think this week it's going to be a repeat of that. I think for a defense that was damn near close to setting the all-time single season sack record, I think they finished with, was it 70 or 71, something like that. There were two sacks. I think there were 1 or 2 sacks away from the 72 mark that my Bears set back in 1984. They're gonna feast on him, man. They're gonna be celebrating. They're gonna be doing splits in the end, celebrating and shit like my guy Christian
Gator.
Wilkins,
What's good, Gator?
So I hate to break it to you, Taco, but it's happening, buddy. It's definitely happening. It's going to be closer. It's going to be closer, though. I think it's going to be 27-21 Eagles coming out on top. I just think, honestly, listen, Daniel Jones has had I've always joked that Daniel was I always called him Daniel Deer in Headlights, Danny Deer in Headlights, but this year it was like it wasn't Danny Dimes, really. I thought Danny Dimes was more so his rookie year. And then this year, more so, it's like
Danny you love it here.
Danny Nichols out here.
Well, that's probably a nicer way of putting it, probably, because I used to call him Danny didn't shit the bed, But so, and he hasn't this year. He hasn't shat the bed this year, and I commend him for that. But has he taken over games? Hell
no.
Whoa,
he hasn't taken over any games.
I need to stop you guys there for the erroneous statement. He took over in the playoffs last week when he fucking won that game.
You're right. And I was just about to say, except against the Vikings. But that's like once every blue fucking moon, dude. That's like, that's a rare.
That was against primetime Cousins.
That's like,
that's for the first time in the playoffs.
That's like fucking finding the Loch Ness monster, as far as I'm concerned, honestly. Like, it's not happening every day, So because of that, and because of the Eagles, like,
did you just say it's like you fucking a Loch Ness monster?
It's as good of a chance, honestly. Like, you don't see that shit happening from Daniel Jones.
Is that,
You know
what? Go ahead.
What's wrong? Is there any objection?
Robbie has a lot of feelings about the Loch Ness monster, I guess. I didn't know.
This is uncharted territory.
It's a sensitive topic. I didn't know it was a sensitive topic.
That was just shorty you know from around the way.
The more you know.
We called the Loch Ness monster. You know what I mean? She got a big.
He's got that look like I see that look in his eyes. It's almost
I'm just
look
saying,
like I
don't know what category fucking mythical creatures falls under, but I'm pretty sure that it's not supposed to. I just it doesn't seem ethical to me. That's all I'm saying.
But
like you could have left Nessie out of this.
Fuck already.
We have chosen a hill to die on. This is a pro Nessie podcast.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I mean,
PETA has already sent this show an email once before, way back in the day. We do not need fucking Hogwarts on our ass and Slytherin.
Yeah, I know, right?
All day.
Seriously, yeah. You dabbling with
Taco.
some dangerous territory, yeah.
Taco, your take after this man wants to fuck a Loch Ness monster in the ass.
What the fuck?
I don't remember that being on the table.
I gotta say,
that's a wild card that came out of someone's ass. Jesus Christ. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
All right, here. Two things. One, first, let me change it up. Dable, coach of the year by far. Number one coach in the league right now. What he's done with this roster is magical. Because think about it. Who did he really have on offense? He's turned Isaiah Hodgins, a guy that they got off of waivers in the middle of the season, and turned him into a guy. He apparently didn't have talent for anyone else, but once he gets to the Giants now and an opportunity, he's succeeding. Daniel Jones now is being an efficient quarterback that's getting the job done and showing up when he needs to. When you looked at it, they had a lot of designed runs for Daniel Jones last week. They made sure the focal point of this offense because he was making good decisions and he didn't turn the ball over. And guess what? Daniel Jones now is in the essence of blooming. He's like a flower, and right now he's just blooming. And this is a game right now where he's gonna bloom in front of
you just compared a grown man to a
Did you take some mushrooms before this show, Taco? I mean,
what is the emotional?
No,
this
sir.
is him every day.
No, sir. But he's gonna be blooming. It's gonna be like if Northern Lights and Girl Scout cookies had a baby. That's what Daniel Jones is gonna be on this Sunday, because he's gonna show up and he's gonna be one of the fucking. He's gonna be.
Did you just compare football to two different fucking strains of weed?
Me?
Taco.
Oh, Taco. Yeah, I was about to say. I was
what
talking
the
about
fuck is happening here?
Drugs,
it was a joke. It was a bad joke. Okay.
No,
but
it's great.
Daniel Jones is blooming, and because weed blooms, obviously. Come on now.
Okay. I know.
But
I know.
Long story short, Daniel Jones is blooming into a real NFL quarterback that can get the job done. He's done it all season, and last week he really showed up and showed out, and they put way more design runs in for him, and he got the job done, and he was our leading rusher. When we look at this game versus the Eagles, we played them tight in that last game of the season. Jalen was banged up and he's had some time to heal. So I don't think that's going to be as big of a factor it was in that last game. But one of the big factors for us is that we have our whole defense back for the most part. And with that being said, I don't think that when you look at the game where the Eagles blew out the Giants, the Sanders ran for 144 yards. Sanders right now is running cold. The Giants just stopped Cook. The Giants have been better at stopping the run as of late. Now I understand that their season on the season they haven't been the best at stopping the run, but now with them fully healthy and with them in the playoffs, they were great at stopping the run last week, and I think they could do a good job versus Sanders this week. And with that being said, you're going to put the Eagles into a much tougher position. I think the Giants end up winning this game. If we look at the money line, I wouldn't probably I would take that, and I would also take the 7.5. Giants plus 7.5. I think both are good bets. I'm not touching the over under.
Wait, even if the Giants win, you're taking the Giants to cover.
Look, I want to
taking the Giants to win.
Before the chat explodes, I just want to say, if you go through and you look at a lot of like underlying stuff, like if you go to Football Outsiders, if you go to a lot of this other, crazy places you can find this information, Taco's spitting facts. This ain't propaganda, dude. Like he's like the Giants are legitimately really good. Like
yeah,
they're good.
They're not. If they win, it's not by 7. If they win, it's not by 7. I'll tell you that.
I just are getting 7.5 points.
Yeah. I just wanted to step up on behalf of Taco before the chat explodes, because he is honestly spitting objective facts.
No,
like they are better than people give them credit for.
What Taco
they're better than and they could. This is a winnable game.
Line.
But I got one quick question for you though, Taco. Do you see Daniel Jones winning this game without Saquon feasting, without Saquon getting his?
I mean, Saquon is a big part of the offense, and I feel like they're going to design a lot of short throws.
He is the
offense in this game.
Exactly. He opens up the floodgates for Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones was the offense. Make no mistake about it. Daniel Jones was the face of that offense in the last game. Saquon Barkley.
Last game, yes, you're right.
7 rushes.
A body of work.
All right,
we're talking about a body of work, Taco. We're talking about body of work. A whole entire body of work.
Let's be legitimate.
You're
Taco,
still going to
we would not have asked.
Daniel Jones is the focal point of the offense. Make no mistake about it. Your quarterback is more important than your running back. I don't know in what world that shit changed, but your quarterback is the most important piece on the chessboard.
But that's a given. Every quarterback is more important.
And he had the most rushing yards in that game as well.
No, you're not wrong, but Saquon still averaged 5.5 yards per carry.
He still opened
let's give
Pat, what do you got?
We aren't gonna do that shit to the Bengals and say, is Burrow gonna do it without Jamar Chase? Is Jamar Chase just not gonna have a big game?
We
don't pull that shit. We don't pull that shit though.
But no, you're talking about passing attack. I'm talking about passing versus rushing, not passing.
Now, Pat, it is a different team in a different situation. It is a different team in a different situation.
Exactly.
We're not going to take another set out of their offense.
Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say to counteract Taco. I'm sorry. Actually, no, I'm not fucking sorry. I don't even know why I even began to lie like that. That was bullshit from me, and I apologize for that, chat. I'm not sorry to this man. Fuck the Giants, like I've always said. Look, and Eric's comment. And to Eric's comment earlier, I hope that you are here tomorrow, on time, beginning to end. I hope that you don't pull this "I gotta run away" type of shit. Hopefully you are here beginning to end. And you stand 10 toes on everything that you said tonight. The possibility of Giants covering 7.5, yes. I will entertain the Giants covering. I have no problems with that. What I have an issue with here is to go in with you as a fan. I understand that. To go in, and me as someone who also fucking hates the Giants, I understand where I'm coming from here. You can't. I don't feel like you can go full-fledged in on the money line here and take New York. I feel like you gotta maybe look at that and you gotta give it a second guess. There have been plenty of games where I'm like, Washington's not winning this one today, but you know what my bank account is, and I think that this is one of those that even if you are a fan, You prepare yourself for the best. Both teams. This goes for both teams. And then you also simultaneously fucking prepare yourself for the worst. Both teams. Do I think that it's a blowout either fucking way? No. Why? Because to Herms' point, it is your third fucking time seeing each other.
Mm-hmm.
You are playing this. You are playing this within a 3.5 point spread, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Don't get cute tomorrow. I'm going Giants by 10. What are you doing? No. Neither of these teams are going to win by 10. Neither of these teams are going to win by 7.5. It's going to be a very, very close spread. It's going to be very,
playoff
very,
division
very
rivals too. Furthermore, not just division rivals, but playoff
exactly
rivals. You know,
hang on to the edge of your seats. New York. Don't put anything out about if Dable loses this. When Dable loses this, don't put anything out about him. He choked at the last minute. Be grateful for everything that he fucking did for you this season.
Yeah.
Be grateful that he got you this far. Philly fans, don't start throwing shit on the fucking field. Don't start booing your quarterback.
It will.
Don't start
eating horse shit or whatever they're doing.
Yep. Don't start calling for Sirianni. If y'all, I know one thing I'll say: if Giants fans do win, they would be more inclined to hold their fucking breaths heading into the next game.
Oh, that's going to be a harder game.
Oh, it's only going to get
That's
harder.
a harder
from
game.
here on out.
If Philly fans
It's only
win,
gonna get harder.
what David just said, please contain your shit, Philadelphia. You're not in the Super Bowl yet. It's not determined yet. But I am taking Philadelphia. I am taking the Giants to cover, though.
Herms has a question.
Okay. What's your question, Herms?
To anybody who feels like answering, because this is a very important thing, not only for real life football, but also for fantasy football. Because of I'm going to double what I said earlier about Daniel Jones being store brand. Josh Allen can still be true, and to me compliment him now at the same time. He's been good.
He's a little more than that.
I mentioned earlier, he had that 5th-year option decline, and yes, we all talked about how much better he's been with Daboll this year. So I assume we all anticipate Daniel Jones comes back, right?
Absolutely.
They've already said it. They've already said it.
I'm not sure about that.
But so at least just for the purposes of this, let's say he does. How long of a contract and how much money is this dude going to get on the heels of this season? Because I think that is a really interesting question to bring to the fold, because they still have enough deficiencies on offense. They're clearly focused on building on the defensive side of the ball, building it from the inside out, as teams do in rebuilds anyway. They could just bring Daniel Jones potentially, maybe 2-3 years or something, keep it a shorter term contract, and then eventually turn it over to somebody else later. Or maybe they'll just be like, fuck it, this dude showed the things we were hoping for when we drafted him this high, and he could get the full bag. I don't have an opinion on this, which is why I'm asking everyone else.
I don't think that he gets this. Okay, so here's how I preference this. If the Giants go all the way, there's a chance that they say, "Hey, yo, not only are we re-signing you, we're giving you
the bag
somewhere. Yeah, we're backing up the Brinks truck for you, and we're doing something along the lines of what Lamar might."
Is he getting Flacco'd?
Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of one of those situations.
Maybe. Really?
Now. If
I have thoughts.
If they lose, and even if they go to next week, I can see them still backing up the Brinks truck. If they lose this week, I see it still being what we all thought and what we all think it's going to be. Yes, they're going to re-sign him. Yes, they're going to stick with him. Yes, they're going to ride into this. They have already said that. Is it going to be this, massive fucking, break the bank type of deal? Probably not. A lot of it will probably be front-loaded in incentives.
Taco, let me go first just because you're a Giants fan, and then I'll let you have the floor. I think they will re-sign him. I don't think that's it. I think that's a slam dunk. They're signing him. I think it's a 3-year deal, unless
they already said they're going to sign him.
I know, but I'm just saying. I think it's a 3-year medium prove it deal. Not prove it, but medium salary so they can do other stuff with the team. And then if he does succeed in those 2 or 3, like after the second year, then that's when he gets the bank before that last year. Taco, what do you got?
The media around Daniel Jones is giving him publicly on the ESPN radios, the local news talks, between 30 and 40 million a year. That's the number they're saying that he's going to get a year.
There's potential.
A year. A
There's-
year.
I can see that having backing.
Between 30 and 40 a year.
Then Lamar's going to ask for 90.
Yeah,
all right. It's honestly. Like, you paying this motherfucker 34 million?
Baltimore's already guaranteeing him out
already, but we already know that wherever Lamar goes, he's going to hit them over the head.
He's going to make the bank. Yeah.
I don't think he stays in Baltimore. I've been on record.
There's a strong possibility he leaves. Yeah, there's a strong possibility.
That motherfucker's leaving.
He's gone.
After letting Roman walk, though.
And that's the thing. That opens up opportunities because he has made this offense stagnant over the last years, even when Lamar has played. I do think that with Roman leaving, like, it's a 50-50 right now. I'm 50 either way. 50 either way, you know?
I also don't think the Giants are looking at any other quarterbacks. I think Daniel Jones is their guy. They are going to come to terms with him.
You know?
The question is just going to be how much, how long. I think that they're probably going to be between 3 and 5 years. Probably.
Is how do you save money to be able to produce a backup if God forbid something happens? You have to be able to have money for that. Even
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah,
they have to improve. They have to improve that. They've been playing Davis Mills or Davis Webb at backup. So
Tyrod Taylor's been the backup, but they called Webb up just for that game from the practice squad. But
because I think Taylor was on IR, but they signed him to a 2-year deal. So
you have to upgrade that, especially because of how much running
he doesn't slide well. Daniel Jones doesn't slide.
Yeah,
he doesn't. No, yeah, he's a sloppy slider. He's like RG3 when he comes to sliding.
So, David, I got a question for you.
Bad memories. Bad memories.
So, David, why do you think
that thicky thick girl when you come home from the club, she get the job done? That's what Daniel Jones does. He gets the job done.
Store brand Josh Allen is still a very good quarterback.
I will never look at Daniel Jones the same fucking way, thanks to you now, Taco. You know?
So, David, why do you think that Daniel Jones might not be in blue and white next year?
Okay, so this is another 50-50. I think there's a possibility they bring him back because he made this playoff. He made the playoffs, right? That alone. The Giants are like, holy shit, we've been in a dumpster fire over the last, 5 seasons now? They haven't made the playoffs since 2016? 2016 was the last time they made the playoffs. So, yeah, last 6 seasons, it's been a dumpster.
They're keeping Daniel Jones. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a 50-50. It's I'll go 55-45. They keep
him or they don't. Two options. 50-50.
But here's the thing. I think the Giants will be smart enough to realize you don't give him a 5-year deal. Do not do that. You keep it absolute maximum to 3 years, but I wouldn't even do that. I would give him I wouldn't even bring him back personally, honestly, unless he wins the Super Bowl.
What if he wins
the Super Bowl, then I would give him just a 1-year deal, to be honest, because I don't think I'm dead serious. I don't think
they fucked up by declining the option. So
what? But he declined the option, so he's going to be a free agent next year. They can sign him to a 1-year extension. If I were smart and I were the Giants, if he makes the Super Bowl, that is,
you would franchise tag him basically.
The issue is the tag, like
that's what it's there for.
Like
either or tag or just a 1-year deal. Sorry,
the gap.
I don't. If he wins this game, a tag sounds fine.
The gap between what the option year would have been and what the tag is. Now, don't quote me on this. I heard this from somebody else. If I'm wrong, please tell me. But from what I remember, like I heard the gap between what the option money would be and the franchise tag money would be, like they're basically just flushing. I think it's like $8 or $9 million down the toilet for trying to overcorrect for a decision they already made or something.
Way more.
I think that's possible.
Okay,
more.
Okay,
I think it's possible.
We're looking at a $22 million difference.
$22 million difference for franchise. Well, that's if they tag him or if they just sign him to a
extension. So the current look at franchise tag is $45 million. He was going to be. He could be. His 5th-year option was $22 million.
So then here's how I'll put a bow on this one. Because I still want to get into this next game. While we have a decent amount of time.
The sex game?
Oh yeah.
We're doing a sex game?
Oh shit, that is a lot of money.
I
Damn,
don't know
was
what
way
you're doing,
wrong.
Michigan,
I
but
don't wanna
that's
play
not
with
what
you
we're here
guys.
for.
Well,
My
All right,
clothes
I
are
don't
tear
wanna
off, so I'm ready to go
stop
when
it,
you guys.
stop it, Pat. You got me blushing.
Here,
Um,
let me show nipple. Hold on.
Oh
well,
god.
um,
We don't want to blind anyone today.
I like
Jesus.
really quick. Let me diagnose this
Oh
really quick.
God.
Let me diagnose this really quick, and let me get into the
We
next
saw
game.
nipple hair there.
AJ
Sorry,
Brown
squiggles.
over 70, yes. Slayton anytime TD, yes. Hurts over 1.5. Ooh, that's tough.
I
Yes,
like that for Hodgins.
that's your gamble. Hodgins, yes, definitely. That at plus
I like
19. Yeah, I'm willing to throw like five. I got five on it.
I like
What up, George?
the Hertz 1.5 more than I like the Slayton TD. I kind of feel like I'd rather take Hodgins on the TD than Slayton.
You have
Hodgins
to build adversity.
more of that guy.
But
You have to build adversity. Hodgins is going to be more favored.
if I can just finish up one little quick thing real quick. The reason why I don't think Daniel Jones is as highly touted as some people make him out to be is because I think the backbone of this team more so has been
Daniel Jones.
run game with Daniel Jones, who's a great runner. I will give you props, Daniel Jones, for your running capability. You were exceptional. As a passer, yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that when it comes to deep ball throwing. And I know he doesn't have a good supporting cast. He does not have a great offense line outside of Andrew Thomas. But even when he does, I do not trust him, man. I think he caves under pressure. I think he hasn't capitalized on what he can make the most out of with the Darius Slayton.
Tomorrow we find out. Tomorrow we find out. Tomorrow we do find out.
I'm just saying.
There's only one way.
I apologize for making this show like 15 minutes longer with that question.
No, you're good.
It's okay.
Yeah,
we
I'm
talked about Daniel Jones being
we're literally
and blooming.
No, David just made 2 minutes longer. We're literally tracking like right on time.
We did it.
And all the ladies are thankful that David lasted 2 more minutes.
Matt,
Heyo.
Matt,
Wait, hold on.
Matt asking Mike.
Told you to
quick.
keep that
Mike,
in secret,
give
Patrick. God damn
one.
it.
Give one. Hurry up, Mike. Give one.
Hodgins.
Okay.
What was the question?
Yes, Mike. Hodgins
or Slayton to score?
Slayton.
Hodgins.
Okay. All right.
I'm torn.
All right. So we ready?
Yes. So
Okay.
let's get into this last game. Let's cap this last game and get into it.
All
Mike.
right. So I'm gonna give the thing. Taco, you are starting off.
The thing, the lines.
I'm giving it right now.
You mean the lines?
I know. I'm giving it right now.
No, you said the thing. You said the thing. I'm gonna get the thing. No, I'm gonna get the lines.
Yes. The Niners are -4. Niners are -4.
Oh God.
Under over is 46. Cowboys are +165. Niners are -195.
And what's the spread again?
4.
They're
Go ahead,
stupid.
Taco.
They're stupid.
I tell you, deep down, I just
It's the spread.
Cowboys
the
versus
spread.
the 49ers.
It's the spread for me.
Like, I like the 4. I mean, I can see the Cowboys winning, but like, I'd love the 49ers money line. Love the 49ers money line. The +4 that makes Cowboys a little interesting, but I just deep down I believe so much more.
It's a math game. This is a math game. This one's a math one. It's not for me. It's not about who's winning. You're right. It's this one's about the math.
Yeah.
The over under and the spread. That's the deciding factor in this one.
Yeah, and like that 4 is like a little tough, but I think the Niners can win by a touchdown. I do. So I would probably take the 49ers on the -4 because I do think they win by a touchdown. But the over-under, that's one I'm not touching as well because this could be a defensive game that's low scoring, or it could be a game where both offenses are having to get up and go. I could see it happening either way. It's just a little too risky for me because the 49ers have been playing pretty solid and they have enough weapons
more than enough
to keep up with them. Yeah, so the over under I'm not touching 46. I mean, the over under is something that I would live bet. If I was live betting that one, but I'm not touching that.
I can respect
for
that.
a regular bet. But I'm taking the 49ers money line. I'm taking the 49ers spread. I got the 49ers winning by a touchdown.
I can respect that. I can heavily respect that. That's
David,
a
take it
solid
away.
that's a solid diagnosis.
For me, I got the 49ers winning by 2 scores. I think they'll win by 2 possessions, 28-17. I'm going to call it, or 27. I'll go 27-17. Make it just
What
10
up, Scampers?
I think they're way too damn multidimensional. Everyone's getting healthier with Deebo Samuel coming back into the mix. We saw him flat out torch the Seahawks last week. I think that's just a bad news for the Cowboys defense, who I don't really think has the secondary to account for him, to account for Kittle, to account for a great number 2 in Brandon Ayuk, to account for their versatility and their running backs who can catch passes out of the backfield. I think it's too much to honestly contain. And it's unfortunate because I would have liked to see this be a regular season matchup. This would have been a great one for them to schedule this year because of how highly touted the 49ers have been regularly over the last couple of years. And the Cowboys even too have been a playoff team, and this is 2 teams that have a storied history and rivalry, especially back in the 90s, but this ain't the 90s anymore where this shit was close. Like, I don't think it's going to be close. I think that the Cowboys aren't going to be able to get much going over this defense that's as versatile as they come. Their linebacking core, their defensive line, their secondary. The only thing I will be concerned about, honestly, I mean, I know Dallas has, a wide array of weapons, but if CeeDee Lamb over the top, can find opportunities to create deep ball, legit deep ball, game-changing plays downfield, especially over Travarius Ward, who struggled against DK Metcalf last week, then it could get a little interesting. But he's going to be the big X factor, and if he doesn't get going, man, I think it's a wrap.
I feel like when we were covering that game, we were very much because Ward. It felt like Ward was just on DK's ass. Honestly, I get the stat sheet. The stat sheet may show different, but it just felt like watching that game.
That deep touchdown was over Travarius Ward, for instance. And there were a couple other plays.
That one was, but Ward was breaking up some balls there. Like,
I would say DK won that battle, but that's just me though.
You're also you a little partial. I mean, I'm
a Bears guy. I don't give a shit about the Seahawks.
I'm just saying. I mean, it's okay, David.
No, I like the 49ers too. Actually, I don't really side with the Seahawks 49ers are kind of either or for me. So
okay. I'll let it be.
Herminator, take it away.
What's really going to be the key to this for Dallas if they want to have a chance is putting pressure against Brock Purdy. Because, I mean, obviously, what the beauty of this run that he's had has been the fact that he's insulated by having arguably the best surrounding cast of weapons in football. So, that, because, when you think about, what does a young quarterback really need? I mean, they need, a really quality safety valve, and they need a good, running game behind them. And he has Christian McCaffrey, and as far as safety valves go, I mean, the connection between he and George Kittle was fantastic down the stretch there. It exists. It's there. It's all there for him. But, before I say this, whatever the fuck you want to say about PFF out there in the comments or whatever, keep it to yourselves. But
hey, they're homies. They are homies.
I'm just. Some people hate on it, but I think it's interesting data.
Probably watch what you say, damn it.
No, for sure. No, and there's a reason I have a subscription. There's a reason I have a subscription. I think some of their metrics are a little flawed, but some of them are.
You're absolutely right about their grading.
Some of them are pretty insightful though. So when this man is kept clean in that pocket, he got a passer grade of 81.4. and a completion percentage of 71.6. Pretty good, right? We all agree that's a pretty good thing. Under pressure, this dude, it drops all the way down to a 53.5 passer grade and a completion percentage of dead even 50-50. So, look, if you're
drastic difference.
Exactly. Now, obviously, feeding it to Christian McCaffrey is going to be a huge part of the game plan anyway. I know they're going to, the 49ers and Shanahan are going to work their way around to keeping it out of Purdy's hands as much as possible by doing all. That's not a revelation. But the opportunity that the Cowboys defense has, that window they have, is when they do go for the pass, and it's not going to be some quick boop, dump out. There's a huge difference between Purdy when he's just back there.
That's gonna it sounds like to me what you're saying, they're going to be looking for that haymaker.
They're going to have to. Like, there's a dramatic difference between his, efficiency when he got all the time in the world, and even like let's look at it from when he's not blitzed versus when he is blitzed. Passer grade when he's not blitzed.
How is Bunga back there on that defense and coverage too?
Yeah, dude. They got a lot of stuff to throw at him. But like his passer grade when he's not blitzed, 76.8. When he is, down to 62.7. Not the massive drop off as we were talking about before, just in terms of pressure, but still enough of a difference. The completion percentage is dead even. I don't know how that happens, but either way, the point is like it.
Coming off the edge.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, like the numbers bear out that this dude gets scared when he's under pressure, which is fine because he's a rookie. That happens. It's not unreasonable. It's not even a knock against Purdy. But like the reason I'm making this all about Purdy is because I want to use the ending of my rant to just remind people, unless they win the Super Bowl, I don't think that Trey Lance is just disappearing.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
Because like this soapbox that I'm hopping on top of is to remind people how ridiculous that it is that we've barely seen Trey Lance at all. We've only seen a small sample size. What is it like?
We don't need to now at this point.
3.25 games in his career so far. And one of them was in a fucking monsoon in Chicago. Yeah. So it's interesting to see how the perception of Trey Lance, merely hypothetical throughout this entire process, has swung so far.
They don't face the
this guy is
win the Super Bowl.
To all of a sudden, this guy fucking sucks and they got to get rid of him for Purdy. Meanwhile, the underlying constant is we haven't seen him play.
Yeah.
So this like weird swinging of
the pendulum. There's a pendulum.
Yeah, it's frustrating. Just people out there, if you want to, form your opinion about a quarterback, wait till you actually get a fucking sample size to do it. That's all. Like, so that's my thing. I think
we never
said he's his guy too.
Are you taking Dallas or are you taking San Francisco?
Oh, I'm taking San Francisco. Dallas is probably going to choke, but either way,
there we go. Okay,
calm down on the Purdy thing, folks.
I think we have a bigger sample size of Brock Purdy playing than Trey Lance in his entire college and professional career.
I mean, because he played FCS. Yeah, that's a good point. No one watched FCS here.
Yeah.
So
break down the game.
1 second. My stat went away. I shared this with a group earlier today, but there's someone going to be on the field in this game that's not Brock Purdy, not Dak Prescott, not Ezekiel Elliott or Micah Parsons, even Trent Williams. Bill Vinovich is the head referee for this game.
Yep.
Underdogs. When Bill Vinovich is reffing, 59% winning percentage. 56% against this. 56% straight up.
Yep.
59% against the spread. 56% for road teams winning. Bill Vinovich throws the least number of flags of any referee in the league. Who is one of the most penalized teams in the league?
Dallas Cowboys.
So who does that benefit?
Dallas Cowboys.
One team has not won with Bill Vinovich reffing their games in their last 3 games and has lost 4 out of their last 5. The San Francisco 49ers. Not saying the fix is in, but sometimes the reffing matters.
That NBA Scott fucking Fisher type shit.
Give me
back.
I want to see the Purdy win. I want to see him take over Trey Lance's job and get it outright. But I think that there's going to be the Cowboys play well enough. I think Mike McCarthy has learned enough from last year. Mm-hmm. Cowboys make a play.
Is the ref going to get?
Because this is a revenge game, This is a revenge game. Because last year they got bounced up by them.
I decided to turn on Cowherd earlier today, and he was talking about like who won the breakup between Rodgers and McCarthy, and he's going off about how McCarthy has a chance to kind of changed that narrative of who won that. Because everyone's like, "Oh, Rodgers won that when
because of
McCarthy."
the ring, I guess.
But they got a ring together.
No, I'm saying if he gets a ring now.
If he gets a ring now, it's different.
Teams. They just have some bad stuff. Yeah.
Mike, give me a take.
So I'm not going to go too in depth because everyone else has, and I don't need to.
Right.
I knew both the numbers that Herms and Pat just threw out.
Yeah.
And I thought something was going to happen on the show, and it's not. And I thought I was going to have to do the lone wolf because I'm taking the Cowgirls.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus. You sound excited about it.
Wow, man. I don't even know if we can be friends tomorrow.
I know. Like,
No,
I think he's just taking it to Taco.
Sunday.
I just think I think, and I don't think it's because of Vinovich. I think Vinovich has something to do with it, and the flags do. But I just think there is something about the momentum of beating Brady, and I think that defense is going to come. And I agree with Herms in that they are going to have to get to Brock, but I think they're going to get to Brock.
If they can, that's the way they win. Like, that's 100%, yeah.
Here's what I'll say. And I might just throw in like one little thing like for fun here at the end. After we wrap up this topic. Bib, you're greatest. I appreciate you. If you are watching, or probably around this time, you're probably putting the littles down. Ain't no fucking way in hell, whether in person or on this goddamn podcast, that I am picking your team. I will repay any debts. I will fix things. I will do chores. Okay. Fuck Dallas. Y'all are gonna lose. All right. I wish both teams could lose. I hate both. All right. But when you got CMC, when you got Debo, I've been interviewed by the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, Samuel. When you got Ayuk and Brandon Ayuk, like, when you got George, I'm going to drop the people's elbow on top of your Kittle. He's definitely going into wrestling after his NFL career. I'm calling that now, by the way.
Gotta go to Canton first.
He already has an open offer.
That's what I've heard.
Hall of Famer.
Until he goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You gotta rock with you gotta rock with the 49ers here. And also, my Glock Purdy. Let's go, Brock Purdy. Big cock Brock. Go get him.
He's pretty good.
Go get him.
The next
Mr. Irrelevant still. I am ready for Netflix to make a fucking movie about it. If he can go all the way, you know that he's about to get a bag from the flicks, bro. He's about to get a bag from Netflix, bro. And I'm here for it. I'm here to see the very last pick in the draft go and just win a Super Bowl and then just get a bag.
For what?
Because that's money, and I like seeing money.
I think he's played very.
Ain't no Netflix deal, unless he's making a cooking show.
They are going to make a freaking movie or a documentary about if he does this. Yes, and then not only if he does it, then if he simultaneously not only wins Super Bowl but then replaces Trey fucking Lance. Oh yes, I'm with it. Oh yes, give this man a movie. Give this man a movie.
The 49ers fan podcast is going to create the movie for you.
I'm telling you, give this man a movie. Give him a movie deal.
Yeah.
The movie deal will happen.
He's done more than any other quarterback, playing quarterback has done. The numbers that he's put up, the streak of two touchdowns in a game. Mm-hmm. No rookie's ever done that. Like it's automatic at this point. Like it's just part of who he is. You expect him to throw for 2 touchdowns. I built that into my over/under. I'm like, all right, Brock Purdy's got 14 points for sure, just in passing TDs.
Remember, the more tape you get, the easier it is to make some adjustments.
I got 49ers by a touchdown. I think the 49ers beat Dallas very, very comfortable. God damn it.
All right. I got a question. Who has a bigger impact on the game?
Very comfortably. I think the 49ers beat Dallas very comfortably.
Who has a bigger impact on the game, Micah Parsons or Nick Bosa?
Micah fucking Parsons.
Christian McCaffrey.
Defensive player of the year, Nick Bosa.
Actually, I'm going to go Bosa because of the O-line matchup.
I have to go Bosa. I interviewed Bosa.
Well,
I also interviewed Tony Pollard. But
part of the reason I'm going Parsons is I think Frisco can win with Bosa doing less than Dallas can win.
Part.
We went over the pressure numbers. The answer is Micah Parsons.
Yes.
But there's also Fred Warner. There's Williams.
You know,
the 49ers got a lot. Trayvon Diggs bites on routes. Trayvon Diggs bites on routes.
Well, of course, I think the Cowboys
Trayvon Diggs bites on routes, and either one of those receivers can get over the top of him.
Yeah, but if I think they're going to win, if I think the Cowboys are going to win, which I do, I thought about this all day. I have to say Micah Parsons because that's the answer for the
Mike. It's okay. I understand you got into my stash. It got you a little bit loopy. It's fine.
Do you want to know why Trayvon Diggs is such a good cornerback? I'm just going to point this out real quick. Do you know where he's from?
LSU,
Maryland.
Oh, he is.
Maryland.
Maryland athletes are the best. Next question.
He grew up in Maryland. He went to
all right. So now is time for our silent question of the night.
Silent.
And we're going to wrap up the episode. All right. This is our take a sip question.
All right. I got the bottle.
This question will be on next week's episode where we will break it down. For now, all you will get to see is your panelists' reactions here, basically, to this question. This does feed a little bit into Dynasty /Devy. As we get ready to gear up to 1, draft rookies for this year, and 2, get ready to also start looking at next year's draft class as well. This is the off season that we're getting ready for, as we also head into the NFL playoffs /Super Bowl. So we start thinking about these types of things, and we find interesting shit to also talk about. So next week on Rumboyz After Dark for our take a sip question of the night. Recently, one Texas quarterback, very of a prestigious football family, royalty, if you will, Arch Manning, has been losing his ID not once, but now twice on campus.
Twice now?
Yeah, dude.
I heard about the first
time. And if anyone knows anything about this type of behavior at a very young age, in a college setting or any type of partying setting, period, the Rumboyz Fantasy Network knows probably a lot about this. It can either mean one of two things. Either A, this is a sign of bad leadership, or B, this could be a sign of, hey, this guy just likes to party, maybe he's getting to know his teammates, and he, in fact, is a stone-cold great leader. Take a sip. If he is a great leader still, despite losing his idea, fucking and you don't have to take a sip if he is not. 3, 2, 1, go.
I guess.
Okay, so
this man's a fucking leader of men.
No,
he's ready to go to
man of the people. I have to preface this, and I think this is where he's going.
Sip from her.
No, I'm putting the bottle up to my mouth, but I'm not fully going for it. That's
no, but you have to drink.
I mean, it's kind of hard to make a connection between losing your student ID and being like a deadbeat quarterback.
Thank you.
No, there is not. No, there is not. It is a level of responsibility and maturity of which you can handle. If you can't fucking hold your ID,
the bigger concern for Arch Manning between his ID and everything else.
Is this a partying problem? You link this to a partying problem is what it is.
If I'm him, I'm worried a lot more about the fact that Quinn Ewers exists than I
you.
am about.
He's not losing the
my
fucking
ID.
playbook
No one
now.
gives a fuck about Quinn Ewers over Arch Manning.
Yes.
But
I
people
think you're
do.
mistaken
They
over the
might.
name being
Like
a part
that's
of
the
you.
thing.
We will get into it. We will get into it next weekend more.
Ewers kind of flopped a little bit, but he was okay at times and had
Listen,
some weapons missing and stuff.
He's got a lot of hype too.
Ewers is starting next year.
Hey,
like that's
Mike,
that's the
you
thing.
have the outro. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. You guys already know the deal. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Go back, screen record your favorite moments of the show. Share them on your social media platforms, and also share the link in the caption on your social media platforms. Make TikToks, Snapchats, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, all that good stuff of this show. Make sure you guys share the links for show. Spread the word. Let them know that you're fucking with the hottest Friday night NFL fantasy football podcast on the face of the damn planet. Let's see. I think there was like one more thing. Oh yeah. Other than that, same bat channel, same bat time. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz and girls, what it do. Deadly. We'll see you tomorrow.